Hello, hello, hello. Today I'll be going over one of the best tier 8 tech tree tanks in the game. This thing is almost considered a tier 9 because of how good the tank is. And what makes it so good? Well, it got the gun handling, the fast firing, the good pen, not the high pen, I would say with the APCR, but more about that later. And then it got the armor most often, and the way you can actually manipulate the tank's side scraping and the hull down of it. The Caernarvon is just one of those vehicles. When you play it fully upgraded, you are just so good with it. It's a strong platform overall. It's a tank that has very few weak points. With the weak points is the obviously the mobility of it, but the guns. Well, the gun on the tank is what really makes it, what really changed the difference. You have a 280 alpha with a 220 pen. So already there you have alright pen to go up against most of the tier 9s with a regular pen. We're gonna see here a tank that I actually struggle against. The Type 5, even though he's showing the cupola to me, even though we're gonna hit this cupola, it still is a rough time to pen it with a 252 pen. But I am not afraid at all at taking the duel versus these other ones on across the little hill in front of me. What makes this tank so good in Huldan is that so good in Huldan he says, but it makes it so good in Huldan because of the small cupola you have, and there's no really good visible weak point in the turret. There is the gun mantle and the side of the gun mantle. I would say you have flat parts there. So if you face something with big nasty heat shells, then they can make short work of you in the cooldown. But still, it's gonna be a problem for them. This reload is around 5 point something seconds, 5.4, 5.3, 5. No. I think I can barely down to flat 5 seconds. Obviously, with the bond and bound equipment, you can make it even faster. What I have not touched on is, as you can see, I'm studying my side, which you are not heavily armored. You're not a Russian super tank here with an amazing side armor. But what I have not touched upon is the good dispersion of this tank. It might not show it, but it has a around 0.3 dispersion, which means that you can kind of sit and snipe effectively as well. But doing that with this, I would say not low alpha, 280 is not that low of an alpha for the tank. And this shot, I need to talk to let's just say that sometimes I know how to bend the shells, alright? Just leave it like that. And, but where were I? Oh yeah, about the dispersion of the tank. You can sit around back and snipe with it, but I wouldn't say it's so recommendable, because you need to shoot a lot because of the alpha, the 280, and you want to get this close up at them, so you can perma-track them. Obviously, you can perma-track them in range, but I would say it's bit unreliable to shoot on far range to track someone. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, obviously. Because when you get up this close up and personal with the Caernarvon, you can easily track them and keep them in their place, and then you can sort of set up so you can do damage, but they cannot do damage on you. And that's what makes this tank so strong. So watch out when you're fighting this thing, because when it starts tracking you, oh, you're not getting away from it if you don't have loads of anti-track equipment and other things. The dispersion of this tank is not that bad at all. It's a very comfortable tank to be moving around with. I'm just checking here if I'm connecting a blind or two. And no, we did not connect the last one. I touched a little bit on the mobility. The top speed is 34 kilometers. You do turn okay for such a big tank, I would say. Here I'm just studying the battlefield and see what's going on. If you see on the minimap, we see the 60 TP is actually the one holding the H1 line and also spotting for the rest of the teammates down there. But you would think that since the tank is slow, you would put a turbo on it to make it faster. You don't really gain that much putting a turbo on this tank. You're still gonna play this defensive role with it, where you're gonna go hold and you're gonna duke it out on your little hold on and kind of wear and tear your enemy down by chipping at them, one shot at a time. And there we go. Then we meet the premium counterpart, which is actually worse, I would say, compared to the Caernarvon here. The difference between the tech tree and the premium one is that premium one has lower alpha but shoots a second faster and also have a bigger cupola. Time it a little bit better and we would have been able to pen that. Caernarvon AX, who shot us a little bit earlier. Don't know what he's supposed to do against us. We are basically taking our sweet time here on Prokhorovka with no artillery. It's a slow game. It's a grind game. So you gotta take care. And that's why I parked myself in the middle, just so I could help everywhere. And here we go. Let's see what we can do with the DPM of ours. The KV4 did move up the spot for us. The Charfitter is moving up as well. As you can see, it's a smorgasbord right in front of us. We get to pick where we get to shoot. Scorpion got tracked. Hit them once more. Checking where the Type 5 is aiming us. No. Then we have a free reign right in front of us. Keep refreshing where the Type 5 is. And we did a solid damage, I would say there. We managed to ping them away, so they wouldn't be able to sit there and do whatever they want. Here I probably should have loaded APCR, not shooting that AP shell. But what happens on the minimap now is that there's a Jagdpanzer 100 pushing up. Hitting the ground, that's not good, isn't it? I notice it now though, but I can't shoot it, so we're gonna leave it be. I see there's a couple of my tanks down there still. Try to figure out where this EBR is going. Left? No. Poor. It's so hard. I have such a hard time tracking this EBR, what he's gonna do. As you can see, I'm so unsure. So I just pull the trigger. Oh man. It seems like the 3 snipers that we had down there with the 60 TP, they're all vanished. And I'm desperately trying to help my 60 TP now with snipe shots. And now we need to use our mobility. Which the tag is, it gets around the place. But like I said, you kind of work this defensive manner where you kind of move around just enough to kind of get to the places you want to go. Turbo won't change too much of the tank. Now we got a Jagdpanzer 100 who has to deal with the 60 TP, but that opens up a good snipe for us. The gun depression, since it's a great hold on, I usually always have a good gun depression. This thing has a -10, so you can really get to work. Ooh, I don't know how the Consumables did not do damage on me, but I'll take it. We'd be lucky as well. I get the feeling now that I need to help 60 TP more than I need to help the hill. Everyone else feels the difference though. They feel like they want to help the hill instead of helping the 460 TP that is alone. I mean, I guess the Charfitter is kind of staying and spotting sometimes. Looks like he's trying to spot the red line or something with that peak. Just gonna plant ourselves here and make sure nobody gets through here easily. Here's the Kunzepanzer. There we go, 51. That Visa 51 we need to watch out for. That high alpha, great turret. Also good tech tree tank, just like what we're playing. I touched a little bit on the armor. obvious weak point is the cupola. Oh. Got the Kunstpanzer going up for the bush. One shot. Can we get a second shot? Oh yeah, we get a second shot. But we take punishment for it. And my god, he really wanted me. But that tells me that he has the two-shotter. So he's on reload now. Have to watch out for the Grilla and the ST2. Little bit no. Oh, there's the Grilla. Prioritize him instead of the 51 because the 51 is locked in this little dome here, but the Grilla is not. Oh, bad shot. And look at our shells. We need to be really good shell management now. We know that he has a one more shot, and we are gunning for it. Ah, Mr. Cupola, that was so unlucky. But you can see how he smacked in our turret with the APCR there. Usually, I would say the heat rounds are more effective against this turret. We have only 8 shells left, and there's still is 7-8 in the score. Is 4 minutes left. Ooh. We have done at the moment 4.7 thousand damage, so we're getting up there. We're getting up there. And the upper hull of the tank is good actually. It's quite strong, reliable even for face hugging. We got rid of the Grilla, that was very important. That's 750 Alpha. Now I will take the dome. I'm waiting. Oh, there we go. We hit the hull. Oh, Caernarvon is peeking on me. That shot. That shot. Maybe I should be more careful with the amount of shells that I have. Oh, Charfreter should be more careful with how he peeks. He got obliterated by the Type 5 there. Another great thing I have not touched on or talked about with this tank is the view range. You have a base view range of 400. So equipment wise you can choose a lot of different equipment, not needing to be forced to pick on optics or ventilation to get the full view range, or with the field modification. So it's a great tank in a sense. What you have not seen in this game is the side scraping capability, which is okay / good on this tank, I would say. Actually, no, it's good. It's good. It's a good side scraping capability. We tried to snipe with the HE there. See if we could maybe get 1 or 2 shots on him. Trying to prioritize my AP on the Type 5, and there we go. Type 5 is dead. And ST-A2. We have 2 shells left. Now we're loading an HE because we got side armor. And he just turned. Oh man. With a little bit of shell management, this would have been so much better for us. We keep this 1 shell. Just making sure the PTA wins that. He does. And now we rush down for the last one. The last little target. Well, 2 last targets. There's a Scorpion on the other side, but I feel like my Consumables should have that with the PTA. So I will go down here to the Charfreter and see if we can't pick him up. We got 1 shell and 1 opportunity, 1 moment. Can we get the Fades medal, maybe? I don't know. It will be tough. He must be sitting in the corner, right? He must be sitting in the corner, right there. No? Oh, no, he was behind me. And we really aim in, and there we got the Fades medal. Whoa. Alright, let's go check out the post-game. See you there. Here's the post-game, and we did 5,874 damage and 2,599 peasant damage, spotting damage, and 3 kills on that. Not many kills considering how much damage we did, but we got some nifty little medals here. We got a Fades medal, Confederate, High Caliber, and an Ace Tanker. We did manage to get 1,856 raw XP. That's a big chunk of XP, I would say. That's a big chunk. Pretty high up there in the scoreboard. And the credits wise, we got minus 53,000. We had to shoot a lot of APCR. We picked the APCR build as well. But more of that and more intricacy about the tank in the garage. And welcome to the most beautiful garage in the game, I would say. And we will, like always, go over the crew, equipment, consumables, shells, and field modification. Let's start off with the crew and the commander. Commander, burst arms, 6 sense, recon, repair. With the firefighting, you can either go with, either go firefighting or go with the sun detection. I think the sun detection is useless on a slow tank, to be honest. It's like, oh, they shot at me. Alright, how do I dodge? Well, I don't dodge, essentially. So I picked the firefighting and then camouflage. The gunner, brothers in arms, snapshot, repair, firefighting. And the camouflage I will pick as the 5th skill. Maybe you could pick the Deadeye, the one that gives you 3% more internal damage or like module damage, but I don't see that as super important. I'd rather go with the camouflage that I know I'm always gonna get use of. The driver, we go with brothers in arms, off-road, repair, smooth ride. Here I probably would have changed and picked smooth ride first instead of off-road. Just because of helping the gun to be even better. It's like, why not? But definitely picking off-road as the second one to make ourselves go fast a little bit. 5th skill, I'll go with off-road driving and then firefighting. The loader, I would not pick the intuition, but I would pick brothers in arms, repair, situational awareness, firefighting, and then the camouflage, actually. Because this is a tank which you could say I need intuition in that game. It's handy. Maybe I pick it instead of the firefighting, but it's not like we have 3 amazing differentials. The AP and APSR are pretty much the same, I would say. The HE doesn't have good pen. So that's kind of my theory behind intuition, that I might not need it. But this tank does burn, so the firefighting will help it quite a bit. When that, oh no, my tank is on fire moment. The equipment in the gameplay I'll show you, I run the improved hardening with rammer and then vertical stabilizer. For my second type of equipment, I go with full DPM. I go with ventilation, rammer, and vert stab. I'm not running the turbocharge on it. It's only simple terms that I don't need it. I went over it in the gameplay, but I don't really need it. The tank is slow anyway. The tank, I mean, it won't change too much how you play. But what will change is the possibility with this faster reload, actually, with the ventilation. So pretty much when I'm top tier, I play with this. When I'm bottom tier, I play with this. Or if it's or if I know I'm gonna be using a lot of my hit points to make some plays. Because we do get around, how much hit points do we get from that? 170, which is fair enough. It's a scout tank shooting us on the side. Hit points, I would say. Did we earn on that? And then we're gonna go over the shells and consumables. The consumables is the same. There's a food and then repair and the first aid kit. This is how I 100%ed the tank as well. I didn't use anything extra or didn't change the equipment. The shells is kind of 50-50 for me. I do want to go plus my economy if I can when I'm playing. But in the match that we saw, I went with this. This is my shell loadout for when I'm fighting top tiers. When I'm in the bottom tier, when I'm fighting the tier 10s out there. Or if there's a very hard tier 10 target like I had there with the Type 5. I take the little bit extra amount of APCR shells. The field modification is pretty nice for this tank. And oh, welcome garage music. I didn't know you were around, but you are apparently. Like always, we pick the all-terrain to maintain the speed across the terrain. We pick the better aiming circle, because that one just offsets the aim speed. So we get even more dispersion. So we're down to 0.3. It doesn't really show up here, but it gives that 1 dot. And then, like always, we pick the extra amount of view range for the tank. Just so we can have easier time spotting, so it doesn't force ourselves to pick any ventilation or optics for full view range. And for the second slot, I picked the firepower since I'm not using the turbo. So then I don't need to pick the mobility. But that is my review of the Caernarvon. Caernarvon. There we go, Swedish word. Means carnival on English. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little review of the Caernarvon. I do like this tank a lot. It's my type of heavy tank. Absolutely. This fast firing, perma tracking, and keeping the target still, and then also play hold on. It's a very well purposed vehicle. It's a quite all round heavy tank. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for everything, and I'm out of here.